afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Sabrina. Fine temperatures today, a little on the cool side. San Diego now about 63 degrees. Campo in the 50s, and we have colder air on the way. Details up next. Your weather, though, that is the good news. When we take a look at some of the storm totals, though, there are 43 reports of tornadoes in just 2 days. One of them coming in out over toward Alabama. This one peaking winds of 110 miles per hour. Also right outside of Tennessee or into Tennessee, dealing with winds there around 105 miles per hour. Panama City had a tornado or a waterspout move on shore that caused some roof damage. Atlanta, also in Cobb County there, they had a very weak tornado that caused some roof damage as well. For us, obviously, we don't have severe weather. We're going to continue with our sunny skies at least for the rest of this afternoon, and then a little bit more cloud coverage for tomorrow, and then we start to see temperatures drop yet again. All thanks to this cold front now beginning to move through the Pacific Northwest. That's going to shove our temps down, I'd say another 1 to 5 degrees, eventually leading to higher winds by Friday. That'll make it feel even cooler to the skin. So here we go, starting off at about 6 o'clock tonight. The 50s out toward Del Mar, also dealing with the 40s into Ramona and Alpine. Watch tomorrow morning. Now, because we'll see more clouds moving through, it won't be as frigid. We should see our temperatures up slightly, around 50 into Del Mar and downtown. Chula Vista about 47, so that's a nice little bump for you. The lower 40s into Lakeside, but by the afternoon, we hardly warm up much, staying into the lower 60s into Chula Vista and around the mid-60s for inland areas. Friday, we might see temperatures warm up slightly, especially inland communities, but remember, the wind is going to be even stronger, about 10 to 15 miles per hour for a good chunk of us. If the cold air you don't mind too much and you're still doing a little surfing, port of fair conditions with knee to waist high sets. Coming up, we talk about the high wind watch that is up for the area. Guys, begin to have some changes, primarily in the fact of wind. So high wind watch is up for the inland areas as well as the mountain communities. This starts off Friday morning leading through Saturday, where we can see our winds sustain 20 to 30 miles per hour, but gusting occasionally closer to about that 50 mile per hour range. Not for tomorrow. You can see everyone's winds are pretty mellow. I'd say about 0 to 10. Once we get to Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock, that's when everyone starts to notice the breeze increase for the coast, 10 to 15, and out over toward Julian, you're now looking at 18 to 20 miles per hour. So the wind is still going to be around if you're headed out to December nights on Friday. Just briefly, though, 64 degrees by 5 o'clock, wind dropping off by about 7 p.m., looking at 61 then. Coming up, we take a look at your 70 temperatures right now as you head out, maybe trying to catch that sunset. Still looking at around 59 degrees in Del Mar, but around 63 into Oceanside. The 40s found in Pine Valley, whereas into the deserts, you're into the 60s, but that's still fairly cool for you. Although these values, if you are west of the mountains, you have seen them drop, I'd say about 1 to 5 degrees. And once we get through tomorrow, we'll drop again another 1 to 5 degrees as we have a storm system headed to our north. And as a result, we're going to get some of that cooler air and eventually the wind down by Friday, which is going to make the skin feel even cooler. Broad look what's happening across the country. You can continue to watch the heavy rainfall coming down throughout the southeast. The risk of severe weather right now eliminates tornadoes, but keeping the chance of some thunder out towards South Carolina and even into North Carolina for the rest of today. Meanwhile, they're continuing to watch for some heavy snow coming down through Montana and even into Idaho. The area shaded in purple. Winter weather advisories are up. They could see, based on elevation, around 1 to 8 inches of snowfall there coming into Missoula, Montana. Also down into California. I know a lot of you are from Fresno, or you have your parents in Fresno. They have a freeze watch that's up for them Friday through Saturday morning, where temperatures will drop between 28 to 32 degrees. That also stretches down into Bakersfield, and there are some parts in very rural areas that could get to 25. So it makes our cold air mass not seem too frigid, right? 7-day forecast, 65 degrees for